Let's try it. Let's try the right one this time, huh? Let's try. It got all wonky. All my stuff's wonky. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Back.
Okay. Thanks, StreamYard. Appreciate you.
I only caught. I didn't. It never popped up on my screen, and I just heard your like 3 words of the intro. That's it.
All of my stuff is like 20 seconds or less. I know we're live. Hey, everybody, welcome on in. I have no idea what's going on right now. All my intro stuff, all my videos for StreamYard are not even the right amounts, like at all. Haven't touched them, haven't moved, haven't adjusted, haven't done nothing with them.
It does say 27 seconds. I'm looking at the.
That's the outro.
That's
the
outro.
intro is only 20 seconds, but usually a little longer. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, guys, let's kick it off here. Welcome on into the Buffoon and Botkins. My name is Tanner Dawson, the Whiskey Sports Podcast and the Sports Buffoons. And always, I am joined with Nick Botkins of the Botkins Show. Nick, what's up, dude?
Well, just another week of wearing this ridiculous ass outfit. Sunday cannot come soon enough. So I am just patiently waiting for Sunday. And that's what we're here tonight, right? I mean, we get to be the first show really to kind of start talking the Super Bowl, all week long on this LTS network. I mean, on Sunday, it's like a 10-hour, marathon. I feel like that Dan has put on. I mean, just shut off ESPN, come on to YouTube, turn on to LTS. We're going to be going pretty much, it seemed like to me, 11 a.m. is the Eastern time, maybe 11 Eastern, maybe 10 Eastern. I don't even know.
So it's our normal game day time, right? So it's going to be
9:45 Central.
10:45 Eastern.
Okay.
All the way up to 11:30 noon Eastern. Or no, sorry, 11:30 noon.
No, 4 Eastern.
So it'd be
5
one,
Eastern.
It'd be one. Well, the game day show, right, is going to the normal amount. So it'd be 12:30 to 1 o'clock Eastern in that play. And then Mark over there on the Pittsburgh side of things, he'll be joined with a few guys there. Start the show right after our show, and it just continues on and goes and goes and goes and goes. Tons of guys to hop on. Super.
It's a continuous stream, though, right? We're not stopping.
I don't know. I
was asking Dan.
I don't know if StreamYard will let us do that. That's the only thing.
I love how we're having this conversation just live on air. So, I mean, to figure
people
things
love
out.
us, man. I ain't worried about it. Like, they're all part of us. So, they're going to be
either way. I think to me it sounded like along an extended stream. So we're not going to, but I don't know. Cause Dan told me at one time you could only do like 3 hours.
StreamYard has limits. So you're not going to be able to do it all one continuous. As cool as that would be. I think it's a 6-hour limit for StreamYard Pro. So, but we'll find out. We'll see how it goes. Obviously tons of content.
Either way, we'll be on.
We're kicking the door down tonight here, right, with the Super Bowl week for Let's Talk Sports. And then there's tons more going on, of course, throughout the books. For instance, tomorrow I'm a Philly Sports Talk at 5:15 Central. Excited to do that. Talk a little Chiefs, talk a little Eagles with him. Wednesday night for the Buffoon Show, at least. We're going to be talking all sorts of prop bets coming up into play. That's pretty much the longevity of that show, with that being in play. And then we just continue. I mean, there's shows everywhere. So if you guys haven't liked, subscribe, and hit that bell, then you'll know if you hit that bell, because everybody will be on. It's a Super Bowl week, Super Bowl craziness, and that's what we're here for today, because we got to kick this thing off right here. And of course, we got our 2 main guys joining the show today, Jim Biringer, and then Jonathan Grishman will join us here in the back half of the show. I'm super excited to get their thoughts. We didn't get a chance to talk with Jim last week after the championship game, so I'm excited to hear what he has going into play with that. And then, of course, we'll wrap it up with Jonathan Grishman too, and see if you see what his picks are. I'm kind of curious. So
I'm not giving any picks until Sunday, so don't ask me my picks until Sunday.
You don't want to be a Johnny Cruz where you're gonna have a chance.
No, I'm not being Johnny and not going on. I have like 4 different shows, but I'm actually on Thursday. I'll be back, and then I'll be on Sunday as well. So really, I'm not going to give my picks until that final time slot I'm in on Sunday afternoon.
Gotcha. Nick, do you want to, before we bring in Jim, do you want to go ahead and just kick the show off real quick? And
well, as you know, I was going to say it is the Eagles versus the Chiefs after the Chiefs won in Arrowhead, home of the Chiefs. Unfortunately, hopefully, I only have to say that 2 more times, and I'll never have to say it again and wear this ridiculous outfit. Speaking of man who has, better class than us and better outfits than us, give it up for friend of the program, as always, joining us every Monday, Jim Biringer.
Jim, what's up, dude?
What's up, boys? How you been? Sorry about last
Good,
week.
man.
Hockey ran late. Got home late, so we missed it. Missed championship recap, but you know what? We got to give it up, Tanner.
Thank
Chiefs.
you. Thank you.
Played it very well. Defensive game against Joe Burrow and that offensive line of Cincinnati. So give it up for the Chiefs. They executed a game plan very well, to perfection.
We finally did it, Jim. We finally got pressure on Joe Burrow. Finally.
They did.
Chris Jones
No offensive lineman.
No offensive lineman, but Chris Jones, 2 big sacks. Look, said it, one of my friends in another show, we were talking about it. Look, you can blame the officiating all you want. The officiating took the spotlight at the end of the game. When you have the ball late in the game, Patrick Mahomes is on a sideline. You better march the field and you better score, or else you're not winning the game.
Correct.
That's what happened. Plain and simple.
I thought he was. I thought they were. When he's connected with Hayden Hurst on 3rd and 13, I was like, here we go, boys. Can't wait to see Tanner wearing Burrow's My Daddy shirt. And,
didn't happen. It didn't happen. But I'm just glad that game was good, considering the stinker that was the Eagles and 49ers in the NFC Championship game earlier last Sunday. Now 2 Sundays ago. But the Chiefs and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Look, Patty Mahomes, what he's doing with the Chiefs is ridiculous now, and like good for the Chiefs to get back there. Eagles are back there. I'm just hoping for a good game. I mean, like, you got the best offense in the NFL against the best defense in the NFL. Fireworks. That's all I'm going to say.
Jim, are you rooting for the Eagles as a Giants fan?
No,
or are you saying
absolutely not.
F the Eagles because I got to go?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is not happening.
There's always 2 schools of thought, right? Like, there's always like, hey, I want our division. It looks good for our division, blah, blah, blah. Or it's like, F them. They're our rival. I hope they lose every stinking game. So I guess you're taken to the latter.
And look, I can try to be a unbiased broadcast journalist. It's not happening when it comes to the Eagles. It's not happening when it comes to the Eagles or any team from Philadelphia. Nope. Not happening. Sorry. Look, I can respect the hell out of the team. They're a good team. Jalen Hurts. I love Jalen going back to his days in Alabama, what he did at Oklahoma. Devontae Smith's one of the best receivers in a game. Saw the kid play in Alabama. What they're doing there, the offense. Look, respect the heck out of them. Doesn't mean I got to like them. Doesn't mean I got to root for them. I can respect what they're doing. Doesn't mean I got to root for them.
That's Amen true. To that.
So, Jim, my first thought here is obviously Eagles. They took out Brock Purdy early in that San Francisco game. Do you think with the way that game ended up being kind of a not necessarily a cakewalk, but it wasn't a close game by any means? Do you think that hurts Philadelphia going in this game, or with the break, essentially it doesn't matter?
I mean, it could go either way, to be honest. Like, I was watching Bullies of Baltimore on ESPN, the 30 for 30 documentary. Very good documentary, by the way. Going back to, when they won the Ravens, 2000 Ravens won that Super Bowl, and the Giants had just smoked Minnesota in that NFC Championship game, and the Ravens played the Raiders, with that defense. And I'm like, this week off stuff doesn't. I mean, look, it can either help or hurt a team. It really doesn't matter. It's going to become it's even when you take the field. Look, Kansas City's been in tougher games, and I think usually having a tougher game makes you battle tested, and they also know what it takes. Both teams do, but Patrick Mahomes has been here before. Jalen Hurts.
I think I was just say, Jim, I think that the week off helps the Chiefs get healthy. Another week of Mahomes getting rest. The receivers who were banged up. Mecole Hardman went on IR, so he won't see. We won't
play. He's not playing.
Yeah,
but
those other guys,
Alert could come back, right? If
they activated him.
Yeah, he's activated now. So
all right, so he's in.
So I just think like the injuries that Kansas City sustained, and especially in the AFC Championship game on this run to get there, that week off is going to help the Chiefs get a little healthier. I think if they would have had to turn around and play this past weekend, might have been a little bit different, where maybe the edge is the Eagles health-wise, where now it is going to get more evenly, I think, because the Chiefs have that extra week and to not just prepare, but to get healthy.
I agree 100%. Mahomes gets an extra week of rest on the ankle. You're getting guys back in the lineup. Clyde Edwards-Helaire returns. He's a big threat in the backfield. The kid from Rutgers that they picked up in the 7th round has done a remarkable job replacing him in the lineup. So yeah, so he's played great. I mean, considering where he played his college football, but Rutgers always finds these good running backs. To me, I hope it's a really good game. This is what I want to watch. We already had one stinker to start 2023 with Georgia whipping the crap out of TCU. They beat the crap out of them. It wasn't even close. So I hope we get a good game for this.
That's exactly what I said. I was on We're Just Fans Saturday night talking about it, and they were like asking me the picks, and I go, look, I just want a freaking good game. Like, I don't want no one side to blow it out. Like, give me the close nail biter. Give me a good football game, right? That's in the end. I think that's all we want.
It's the last
entertaining game, right? Like that's what. Yeah, we want an entertaining game.
Like I don't want to see what I saw with the Patriots and Rams. I'm not talking about that. I
mentioned that too.
I'm like, I don't want that crap.
6-9, where it's just like, dear God, somebody do something.
Right. I don't want any of that.
Yeah, it's like.
But I would I'll say I'll take a 6-9 game if it's like the old Ravens. You mentioned that Ravens defense, like those Ravens Steelers games that would always be 6-9, where it's just like, man, both these teams are absolutely just murdering each other, hitting. I'll take that 6-9 game over just like 3 punts. Neither offense. It's not great defense. It's not really. It's just inept offense. But give me that hard hitting. I'll take the 6-9 game if it's just straight up hard hitting defense where you're just not too sure, if can one of these teams score because the defenses are so great, much less, just a boring game. But give me that. I'll take a hard hitting 6-9 game if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. That's definitely what he said. But I would definitely, those teams back in the day, you can't do what they did back then. Now, you'd be thrown out of the game. But yeah, that Super Bowl with the Rams and Patriots was like a snore fest. I would like some offense, but I'd like to see some good defense played. And give me a good game, like something that we saw with Seattle and New England. Something come down to the last play. Who knows? Anything can happen. I want something good like that, and
I don't want the Patriots Falcons either because that game was so one-sided. It was almost over. You got to get the comeback, but I'd rather almost have it be just back and forth.
That's what I would rather have. I don't want
your pins and needles the whole time, right?
No, I want it back and forth. Good, drives. Maybe stop here and there, punt. Change field position. I don't want blowout and then team comes back and then it's like, okay, I want a good, entertaining, quality football game from start to finish.
Correct. I mean, yeah, I just want to see, like, give me a close matchup like it's been all season for the Chiefs, and let the best teams go back and forth. Isn't there a stat out there? I can't find it, but there's something out there released that's like they're almost the exact same team in a way. Like some
I did. Hold on, that was sent to me this today.
I think I
in
saw
my
that in
group.
SportsCenter this morning.
Is that what it was? I saw it somewhere. I just couldn't
saw it
remember.
on SportsCenter this morning.
So here it is. So the Chiefs this year, 16-3 overall record, 546 points scored, 6 All-Pros, including a Kelsey brother and their QB. AFC's number 1 seed. The Eagles this year, 16-3 overall record, 546 points scored, 6 All-Pros, including a Kelsey and their QB, NFC's number 1 seed. So there it is. You know, your 2 number 1 seeds, which rarely we have. We rarely have the 2 number 1 seeds kind of going at it in the Super Bowl from both conferences. Usually there's an upset that happens, but you know, these teams are very similar as far as kind of, I feel like, what they want to do and what they can do.
When's the last time we had a Super Bowl matchup that was kind of that similar, though? Like, you know, defenses that were on fire, offenses that could push the ball. And I don't know. I can't really recall a Super Bowl matchup that was like that. It was either one side or the other, I feel. You know, makes you think.
It does make you think. You almost have to go back a ways.
I mean, nothing in like, was that Rams Patriots game just because, like, were they 2 number 1 seeds almost? I mean, good defenses. I know the Rams
were the one of the highest offenses going into that game too.
They didn't run
that.
Todd Gurley
to death.
That was the greatest show on turf.
No, the greatest show on turf was Marshall and Oz Hakeem and Torrey Holt.
You're talking about the Rams, the one, the 13-3 stinker. Yeah.
And even that first Rams Patriots back in the one that you were talking about, the Rams are so favored. I mean, they were up 14 points, favored up 14 points in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that wasn't the Patriots are coming in as like real underdogs in that game.
Yeah, they were. It was something crazy.
I mean,
because they won the Super Bowl was at 18, so they were 11-5. So yeah, they were the 1 seed. And no, they weren't, because that's the year they lost.
The Steelers were the 1 seed, I think, in that year, because
were the 1 seed in that year.
Remember? Oh yeah, because
they played in
Chiefs,
KC, they played at Arrowhead.
Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, because I was like, man, if Missouri had the Rams still were in Missouri, we could have 2 Missouri teams in the Super Bowl. But
hard to find something. I mean, maybe go back to when the Ravens and 49ers kind of played, but that was a blowout before the lights went out.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can't.
And then the 49ers came all the way back.
Yeah. There's still. You ask Raven fans, there's a conspiracy the NFL turned the lights out.
I believe it.
Yeah, I believe it too.
It was
because you know it's scripted.
That's right. You guys already saw the script for the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
So Eagles win 34-31 or whatever it was. So you know, we already know the deal there. So I still put 25 on the Chiefs.
Jim, what's the key? What's the key for either team to win this? What's your keys here for either team to win this? These games?
Keys for Eagles really defensively. You got to get pressure on Mahomes. They can't let him scramble. They can't let him extend the plays like he always does. They gotta. If they're gonna score, they gotta keep scoring, and they can't keep this game close because, or else we know what Mahomes can do. Chiefs side of things, slow down that offense defensively. Chiefs defense very underrated this year, to me, especially coming out of that Cincinnati game. They can get to the quarterback, and if they can do it, they're gonna have a really good.
That's easier said than done, though, because that Eagles offensive line. I mean, that.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you have.
As
Tanner mentioned, you got Chris Jones. You know, he's gonna make life a living heck for that offensive line. Their secondary is pretty strong too, and then offensively, the Chiefs can match what the Eagles do offensively. They really can.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Mahomes can go up and down the field. they have weapons, and now they're getting healthier. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, I like the Eagles' weapons a little bit more. I mean, A.J. Brown has been the absolute godsend. He's paid everything that they've wanted, when they made that trade for him. And then you have, Smith as well, and then the running backs. I did see a stat today, which I didn't know, and I think is that no team who's led the league in rushing has won a Super Bowl since 1998, and the Eagles are trying to break that.
Interesting.
I think that's true.
I can't remember if it was rushing touchdowns or rushing yards. I just kind of talked at the bottom of the ticker as it was kind of ticking by.
Yeah, that's an interesting stat because you could go back to some teams that ran the football to get there, and you figure they would have won because you run the football, play good defense, you're going to win. Similar to what the Ravens of 2000 did with
I guess what team would have 98? That would have been Denver, I guess.
That would have been Denver. They killed Atlanta.
Yeah. Terrell Davis and them boys. So
yeah, with Shannon Sharp on that team too.
Yeah. John Elway's last ride.
Yep, but both teams have great running games. And they have a three-headed monster in Philadelphia with their running game led by Sanders. And the Chiefs defense, like I said, the Chiefs defense, they got to just stand up to it, because if you could take some initial blows, you keep them off the field or keep them to short distances or, a couple 3-and-outs, you're going to be in this game. You just can't let them go down the field and just accelerate, especially the cornerbacks are going to be tested. The safeties and cornerbacks are going to be tested with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on the outside. And we know Devontae Smith loves the bright lights of a big game.
Yeah, I'm thinking our rookie Chanel that we brought in from Wisconsin there, inside linebacker, he's been kind of in and out of the defense all year, but when he's in, he can make such great plays. I think it's going to come down to him essentially making some key plays, because that all eyes are going to be focused on getting up and block Nick Bolton. Yeah. If you can stop Nick Bolton, you could probably get through that linebacking core. And I think it's going to be up to Chanel to kind of be that key piece into there and to make those big plays, those big tackles.
I mean, Jim, you mentioned Mahomes, scrambling. I mean, don't forget, Jalen Hurts can scramble with the best of them, if not better than Mahomes. He's faster than Mahomes. And
absolutely.
They Burrow was able to escape a few times and get some yards. I mean, I just think that Eagles offensive line so much better than the Bengals offensive line. And as much as I love Joe Burrow, he's no Jalen Hurts running with the ball. I mean, Hurts is an absolute pure athlete who I think he could score a few touchdowns with his legs even, or make some huge plays with his legs when they need him to, because he can do that very easily.
Don't forget what the Chiefs did to Deshaun Watson, right, when he was in Houston. When they were up 27-0 or whatever it was, the big score, they started putting a spy on him. Dorian O'Daniel was a spy the entire game. Shut Watson down from scrambling, turn the game around. You could see the same thing kind of happen probably with the Spags defense. Is you're going to probably throw a spy on him. Could be Chanel, could be a Bolton or a Gay.
And Spags likes to bring blitzes. Don't forget, he likes to spy guys at the line. I was watching that game against Cincinnati. The offensive line was trying to call some audibles. He would bring pressure in the box, looked like you were going to bring blitz and then drop guys back, or vice versa. Spagnuolo knows this big game, this stage really well. Obviously, he did it. He beat the Patriots. Obviously, his defense can do it. He has a winning defense. He knows what he can do in the Super Bowl. He's going to be tested against this Eagles offense. But, both teams have won in Glendale this year. Saw that on SportsCenter today, too.
Yeah, they said both teams will, if whoever wins will have more wins in Arizona than the Cardinals did.
Absolutely.
The only difference was the Chiefs blew Arizona out.
That is the big, that's the big difference. The Chiefs, and that was week 1 of the season, I believe. Yeah.
Week 1.
I mean, look, to me, these teams are even, and that's what you want in a Super Bowl. You don't want to be, this team's really favorite, and you're not sure. This is going to be a good matchup. Chiefs are going to be tested. They're going to be tested. Eagles are going to be tested. Like Nick, I will be on Sunday. I am not making a pick tonight. I will wait till Sunday for my official pick, but you know who I'm leaning towards.
I do.
We know
we
it's you're not rooting for the Eagles, so
Bobby G. What's up, man? Best game plan for KC is to sell out to stop the run, put pressure on Jalen, and inexperienced coach to beat you. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Sirianni, he is a little experienced. I mean, but this is his second year, and I mean, that team has bought into what he is doing, and it seems like he has kind of made something. We've kind of talked about it before, this quick turnaround from the Eagles. I mean, just 2 years ago, remember, this team blew it kind of up, had to get rid of their franchise quarterback, fired their coach. There was turmoil all inside the organization, and here they are now 2 years later in the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's an impressive deal because wasn't he like on the bubble last year or something like that? Or not last year, 2 years ago, or like people were questioning it?
Well, they were kind of questioning when they hired him, right? Because when he hired him, his press conference wasn't the greatest.
It wasn't the greatest press conference.
It was, if you watch his first impressions, and you're just like, who the hell did the Eagles just hire? This Nick Sirianni guy. What the hell is this guy talking about? Dog mentality and growing trees, and you got to get the dirt and poop, and I mean everything. I mean, if you watch that first press conference, the only first press conference probably worse is Adam Gase, and that's because he was so coked out of his mind he couldn't see, couldn't see.
That was pretty bad.
So I mean, his but here it is. I mean, that's your first impression, but by God, he's turned that thing around. You're like, hey, maybe this guy does know what the hell he's talking about.
That dog mentality. Let me tell you what.
Dog mentality. Got to be hunters out there, man. Yeah. And this Eagles team, I can attest, seeing them 3 times this year. Giants getting smoked all 3 times. Yeah, they're a good team. Sirianni's got this team clicking on
that
all
defense. That's the thing I think about that defense is they can rotate so many guys, especially on that interior. And with Sue, Jordan Davis, what's his name? Another guy they picked up, Linval David, plus the trade for from the Bears guy that they got.
Not smart.
What's
his Lord, dude.
I'm dropping his name.
I'll tell you. Hang on.
This is what we got computers for.
Right. With Reddick, Hassan Reddick on the other side.
Robert Quinn.
Yeah. I mean, they got some absolute dudes that can just kind of rotate in and out.
What's up, Dan? Thanks for tuning in, dude.
I mean, it's a 1.5 spread right now in favor of the Eagles. So it's a pick 'em. It's a flat out pick 'em.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em game. It's a straight up pick 'em game, like you want it.
As it should be. Yeah,
as it should be.
Yeah,
as it should be.
No team should be favored in this, like necessarily favored in the end here, because I think you're going to see the Eagles stay that half though, like that 1.5 because of the help, right?
Yeah,
I think that's what it comes down to. That's why they're minus 1.5.
Yes.
So in the end. So Jim, what do you got coming on this weekend?
So we got, obviously I'm going to be on at 2:00 on Sunday for the Super Bowl show on Let's Talk Sports. Thanks again, Dan, for doing that for us. Talking some Super Bowl football, whatever props. I'll maybe bring some props on with me from Sports Interaction to get see what we can get for yards. Maybe we're looking at coin toss, obviously, and Gatorade and all that stuff, and bring some of that in. Obviously, the NHL resumes this week, coming off the pathetic All-Star game. Yes, I'll say it. It was pathetic.
I didn't even know it was not happening. That happened this weekend.
It did. You didn't miss anything. Don't worry about it.
Was that in Miami or something?
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. Don't worry about it. You didn't miss anything.
Was it worse than the Pro Bowl? Because the Pro Bowl, I didn't watch it.
I didn't care for either one of them, so it didn't matter.
Right.
So it really didn't matter. But hockey's back this week before, obviously, Super Bowl we got going this weekend. But yeah, just a big sports week, and just glad to be a part of it.
Right. I want to ask you guys something real quick, Jim, before you get out of here. To me, because I didn't even know hockey, the All-Star break happened. So it shows you that either A, I just live in a bubble that I don't know, or they don't do a great job promoting it either. To me, is the NBA do the best out of like all the All-Star stuff to me promoting their stuff. Even their stuff's getting a little gimmicky at times. But to me, it seems like the NBA All-Star break and their games are like the most promoted or the most like watched. I feel like maybe that's just a me thing.
I mean, the only thing they really promote in the NBA All-Star game is the dunk contest or the 3-point shooting thing. Other than that, the game stinks too because it's just
it does.
Because let's be honest, it's guys like at the YMCA like playing ball where it's like 200 points are being scored. It's like
you're right.
I mean, all of them are bad, but it's just what level of bad do you want to watch?
Baseball's not bad to watch. I don't feel like. I just don't know how much they do a great promoting it either.
They don't promote. The problem is with the NHL All-Star game, guys don't care, and you could clearly see it.
You could see it.
Like they just didn't care, and they just wanted to go home someplace. So they wanted to be on a beach somewhere.
Should they scrap all these together? Should they scrap the All-Star game, scrap the, both hockey, Pro Bowl, whatever you want to, all of it, and just give the guys a break? I mean, Pro Bowl's at the end of the season anyway. I mean, we got weird guys. I mean, Tyler Huntley, who, made the freaking Pro Bowl. Are you kidding me with this? Like, that don't mean anything anymore. Should we scrap it all and just be like, hey, just give them the honor and then that's it and not play the games?
I mean, to me, if I was running the show, I'd say scrap it all, name your teams, go home. And if you want to have like an event for your sponsors, do it and bring a couple of guys with you and that's it. And then just be done with it or just scrap it all together. I personally don't really care what they do with them. They just stink.
Isn't the All-Star games, whatever events, supposed to be reward for the guys, like that made it right. Hey, you performed well this year. Here's your, honor, essentially. Have they ever asked the players what they want to do? Like maybe they have different ideas instead of doing silly events or whatever, like maybe the players are like, hey, here's our idea, going into play. And this is what we want to do, or we don't want to do anything. So scrap it, like I think it's a reward. It should be a reward system for the players and they shouldn't have to do these silly events if they don't want to, that's how I think about it. Outside of the MLB, they have to continue to do the home run derby.
Yeah. The home run derby, like if the home run derby stayed, I'm okay with it. If the dunk contest stayed, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Last year's dunk contest was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
Well, because nobody does it anymore.
That's the thing is like the NBA, like the 3-point competition and the skills competition is now better than the slam dunk contest because it's not like, number one, how many more dunks do we need to see that we've already, you know what I mean? Like we've already seen a bunch of them. And number two, like you said, Jim, it ain't the same guys like we were growing up or even before when you were getting Jordan and Wilk and then even, then you were even getting some of the younger stars at one point.
How about Vince Carter, man?
Vince Carter. Yeah. Yeah. You're getting these guys that are like, man, I haven't heard this guy ever.
But they don't want to come back, right? Isn't it like something with judging or something like that? Why Aaron Gordon never
he got cheated out twice.
And he's like, I ain't returning. Like it's stuff like that where they're like, I mean, they're just gonna vote for the favorite guy in the end. So
yeah.
I don't know. To me, if they got rid of all of them, I wouldn't care.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it should be a player. Like they should ask the players what they want to do.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I think you should ask the players what they want to do. And if they're like, yeah, we'll keep some events and we'll do this, fine.
Scrap it, call it good, whatever.
But as I said, like a lot of NHL All-Star is from moments that I remember, like Owen Nolan with the point shot in 97, like the 50th in Toronto, Fleet Center, like stuff like moments and stuff. Keep things stupid, keep it simple, stupid when it comes to the skills competition. If they're going to keep it fastest skater, hardest shot, accuracy, relay, all that kind of stuff. This other stupid events, no.
Yeah, I like that fastest skater one. I was watching it while I was eating dinner because it was up. They get around freaking quick. I didn't realize how quick some of them can go.
Oh, yeah. 13 seconds. It's fast.
I was like, what the world am I watching?
Yeah, fast.
So, all right, Jim, we'll let you go, man. Appreciate you hopping on here, talking a little Super Bowl with us here. So, can't wait to catch you on later this week. So,
Hey, see you, Jim. We'll see you on Sunday, hopefully.
Absolutely can't wait to see you boys on Sunday.
You know it, man. Catch you later, man.
Later.
See ya. Jim Biringer, everybody. All right, while we're waiting for Jonathan here, Nick, what do you want to talk about? You want to continue talking about Philadelphia? Do you have a love in Philadelphia like you do Joe Burrow?
No, I don't. Actually, I don't really like either team. That's the thing. It's like I have zero interest in this game. Like I don't have like a rooting. I'm probably going to root for the Eagles because, well, I just, look at me. And I mean, I don't have. I don't really like the Eagles. Like I've never been like their fans and both fan bases absolutely annoy me.
Did you hear what the Chiefs bar did over there? That's in the central town of Philadelphia. They sold a bunch of tickets and then they had to cancel it all because they're afraid if the Eagles lose that their bar's going to get torched because there's a bunch of
shit, yeah.
Like that's how apparently violent or whatever it is over there. But yeah, like they legit had to apologize and cancel all these reservations that they had there because they're afraid that something would happen.
Yeah, and there's usually like a player, right? Like sometimes it's like a player, like, hey, I want to see this guy kind of get his, but either there's not really. If you're a veteran on the Eagles, you probably already won one when you were on the last run. So, I don't really care. The Chiefs just recently won too, so I don't really care. Like, had Andy Reid never won one already, I'd be like, yeah, I want Andy to get his, but he already got his. So, or even like a guy like Travis Kelce, who's, or even Mahomes, like, but they've already got there. So it's just like, man, I just want to see a good game. And, I'm watching because I love football, but it's not like I don't really have any interest, like, as far as like who to pull for or who I want. I guess, like I said, I'm probably going to root for the Eagles because, again, just because I know too many Chiefs fans, so I don't want to hear them, and that's about it. Like, I mean, that's just it. Like, I don't have any other reason for that to root for the Eagles. Like, I just,
I mean. Yeah, it's an up and coming team that you saw them sneak in last year, get blown out by the Bucks.
Yeah.
Right? So there was hope last year for the Philly, and for them to be able to turn it into a 7 seed last year to a 1 seed this year.
Yeah, and for the most part all year, there was no doubt that they were the best team in the NFC, right? Like,
correct.
I mean, they really with Jalen Hurts, they only lost one game. Yeah, and that was the Monday night to the Commanders out of no other team.
By the way, I don't know if you're. I went back looking. I was asking Max see if he wanted to come back on, but he's on vacation. But that Monday night game with the Commanders, the Philly guy that we had on, they ended up losing that game. So I was trying to get Max back on. Like, hey man, we can repeat this again. Like, get Philadelphia to lose, get that going. So, but Max says he's on vacation, so maybe we can catch him out to the Super Bowl when he gets back. Get him back on because I was trying.
That was so long ago, I forgot about it, and that
was the Commanders game. Yeah,
what the hell who we were talking about? But then I do remember he was the play-by-play guy at one time, right? And we talked to him on that night of the Commanders. That's shit. I'm glad you remember that stuff because I couldn't remember. I barely remember talking to that guy.
I went back. Apparently, I didn't save his number for whatever reason. I saved his number, but not the contact. Whatever reason, dumb me. So I had to go back and figure out what the hell is the name? And I found it finally. And then I got the number and I texted him today because I was like, man, I got to see if he wants to get on again because that was fun. So maybe next week we can get him on or something for the reaction. So definitely in the back pocket there. But, I really do think this game, it really does come down to who essentially is healthy by the end for this. Like, I think if Mahomes loses, 2-3 guys, it's gonna be very difficult to beat this kind of Eagles team. The Eagles defense alone, just because they are pretty much a bunch of vets out there. Maybe not experienced the Super Bowl, but they've experienced close games, and they're
that offensive line has Lane Johnson and Kelsey. Yeah. They've been in it. They've seen been in some battles. They've won the Super Bowl. So I don't know who this comment is that says who's got yellow teeth bums, some weird number from.
I know who it is.
Oh, you do?
It's the man with the freaking hot takes.
Oh, get out of town.
So there was, I'll tell you the story real quick. In Tulsa, when me and JG were doing a quick NBA show, it was hard to get service in the hotel room. So he went into the hallway. I stayed in the room and stayed by the door, and I set it up. Well, apparently one of our cameras was like shining, like right in our teeth, and we just got done drinking beer for the day, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, on top of that, we were hammered, but so like we're all colored, like stouts and crap like that. And some guy hopped on while we were live and said, "Yellow team bombs" to Yellow team bombs. And so we haven't forgot it. It's just funny to us. So, but yeah, that's why you saw it. It was a bot.
I was like, we got a freak another bot up in here.
There we go. So, all right, let's bring him in here. Get his reaction to Super Bowl Sunday coming up. Jonathan Grishman. Jonathan, what's up, dude?
How's it going, fellas?
Good, man. Good. Just talking Super Bowl here.
Yeah, hey, it's that time of the week. That's time now. Big game going on. I see Nick's making his pick, I see, right?
No. Just got another week. I got to wear this ridiculous out. I cannot wait till the Super Bowl is over. I will never have to wear this shit again. Ever.
He loves it.
Red looks good on you. I'm going to say that right now. Red looks good.
He got a lot of compliments on his Facebook post,
More people have told me I look good than I ever had in my entire life. So, I guess it is what it is. But
got to wear it to the gym now, right?
Hey, I wipe my ass with it at the end, Jonathan. I wipe my ass at the end.
Can you imagine him walking into well, I don't know. It might be different now, walking into like a St. Louis area gym,
right.
And with Chiefs stuff on, but it'll probably be different now that the Rams are gone, so it may not be as bad.
He may fit in.
There you go. They had to switch legions, right?
Right.
Oh man! All right, let's talk about it here, Jonathan. What's your big take here of this one here?
Well, hold on, JG. I am not. Aaron Rodgers ain't going to the Raiders. Get out of here.
Man, I'll say this: I won't divulge into the big storylines that are going on because it's all we're hearing the Kelsey brothers Super Bowls, the Kelsey Super Bowl, Andy Reid playing his coaching against his former team, Pat Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, the two first African American quarterbacks competing against each other in the Super Bowl. I'm not going to talk about the storylines in that. That's the the most obvious storylines. I want to see how this banged up receiving core for the Chiefs handles one of the best secondaries in the NFL in the Eagles. That's the way I want to know is can the Chiefs, because we know what's going to happen. The Eagles are going to try to double team or going to try to contain Kelsey. Can guys like Valdez Scantling, if Juju is going to be healthy enough to play in the game, is Kadarius Toney going to be healthy? If those guys are healthy and they play, can they do something to take pressure off of Kelsey and be able to move the ball down the field and be able to score points on this Eagles defense? That's where I'm looking at more. That's probably one of the most intriguing matchups. The other one is a hobbled Pat Mahomes with the offensive line that he has against one of the probably most dominant defensive lines in football, who led the league by a double-digit sacks over second place in the Eagles front four, front seven. So there's a lot of we've never heard this as far as question marks about Chiefs offense before, and that's all that's all there is right now. Is there's so many question marks on the Chiefs going into Super Bowl Sunday, and do they match up with the Eagles, and can they be healthy enough to at least do their job to give them a chance to win?
Yeah, because you talked about the O-line there. It's going to be really up to Orlando Brown and Andrew Wiley on the left and right-hand side of the tackle, right? The tackle.
Orlando Brown, you want to be the best. You want to be paid the best tackle in the league. You better go earn it today. You know what I mean?
You want your chance for a good deal in the offseason from maybe not the Chiefs, but somebody else? Here's your game, buddy. Here's your game.
Yeah.
All
you got to connect to Patty. Yeah.
Because again, we don't have Pat Mahomes 100% healthy. That ankle is not going to be 100%. So a less mobile Pat Mahomes still against a ferocious front four, I mean, this is, you know, as
Really,
you said,
front seven. Hassan Reddick, the linebacker.
yeah, the front seven. Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
throw the front seven in there. This is a good defense. This is a good pass rush. You know, so you got to protect. Pat Mahomes is your key to win. You got to keep him upright. You got to protect him. If they can protect him, Chiefs have a chance. And that's all I'm going to say is they got a chance in that.
It's a lot of pressure on the tackles. I think the interior there is fine. It's, you know, they'll do their job. It's gonna be the tackles that are just gonna. It's gonna be up to them to see how Patrick Mahomes gets it or not. So
I think the two key guys for the Chiefs, other than the O-line, is Pacheco and Jerick McKinnon coming out the backfield. They, you know, getting those guys in the receiving game, I feel like is going to be huge because they don't have those explosive wide receivers so much anymore. And and they are banged up and they can't quite get the separation. And they're not like great. They're not, you know, the Tyreek Hills either, but they have Pacheco and they have McKinnon who can get separation from linebackers if they put the linebackers on them. I think
Clyde's back too, you know?
Yeah, CH is back. We'll see how much he even plays, though. I think he's buried on the bench somewhere.
I think Rojo gets.
But you can use Clyde as a running back and utilize McKinnon more as a receiver in that aspect.
And I think that's what's going to happen too, Jonathan. I think they're going to use McKinnon and Pacheco in the receiving game. We got to get these balls. We got to get them out, whether it's screens, whether it's, you know, passes, but get the backs involved in the running game or in the passing game to kind of help loosen up some things. I think it's going to be a huge key for the Chiefs.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think it comes down to just the schemes, right? It's going to be a lot of pressure, possibly on Ricky Sky Moore, you know, a guy that's, you know, especially on special teams, who's fumbled the ball a few times, right? I mean, it was a big breath moment to catch that punt game. All I wanted to see was this. That's all I wanted to see. I didn't care what happened afterwards. Just hold on the ball. And so I think it might come down to him, depending on what Tony's ankle's like as we get closer here. Sounds like should be good.
He said he's in. I just got to update that Tony said he's in. No matter, like, he's in.
He's gonna play. Yeah. So I mean, still pressure on Sky Moore for it in this place. So.
And I think that's an X factor. He needs to be an X factor in this game. I mean, because again, as you said, you got banged up receivers with Tony's not 100% healthy. You know, Juju's has been battling some throughout the year as well. No McCole Hardman, he's out for the game. So Sky Moore has to be an X factor. He's got to be utilized to be able to do something for this offense to at least give another option in the passing game. Because again, that's the thing. We know Kelsey's going to get his, but they're going to figure out how to take him away. And again, it's a good secondary that can do it. This is a secondary that can take Travis Kelce out of the game. If that's the case, somebody has to step up. Maybe Sky Moore is that one that can do it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, looks like also Snead 4 minutes ago, L'Jarius Snead, cornerback for the Chiefs, there is out of concussion protocol and will play Sunday. Huge news for that defense. That's a guy that, you know, it's Trent tends to blitz on the outside there. It kind of sneaks out, you know, and blitzes and gets the QB a lot. So, and also our veteran presence on the secondary. So, huge news there for that to come out 4 minutes ago there.
I just want both guys. I want both teams to be, you know, predominantly healthy as can be and just play the, you know, on Sunday and let's see what happens. Lay it out on the field. I don't want refs to be the story. Like, I don't give a shit what else happens, but I don't want it to be where the refs have inserted themselves into the game and have become a storyline like we talked about last week.
That's a big worry, man. We got Sheffers. Sheffers is freaking in the Super Bowl.
He's called what, the most penalties all year.
Yes.
I mean,
and we've normally have had a good officiating game in the Super Bowl. And you can probably sit there and say there's been a couple times where officials do kind of dictate what happens, but it's not often. So we usually do get a good officiated Super Bowl. We haven't had, you know, it's to the point where, like we see in the championship, in the conference championship games, and it's been almost the last decade we've had issues with officiating in conference championship games. We haven't necessarily had that in the Super Bowl. So that's the encouraging part for me. But I agree. I think it should have been somebody, another crew, another head official, somebody else to at least give you the confidence this is going to be a good officiated game, a fair officiated game, and one that where they let the players play. Go let the players play. Let them dictate how the game goes, and everybody's going to be happy with having a good game in that case. But, we've had that in the history of Super Bowl. But, again, you said Shepard's being the guy. Buckle your seatbelts and let's find out.
Jonathan, I want you to put your coaching hat on for us. And I want you to, that this ref is the way he is. Do you say anything to your team going into the game? What are you saying about the referee to your team before the game?
In essence of what I would tell my guys is be smart. Be smart on how you play the game. Don't change. We don't want to change how we play. We don't want to change what our game plan is because of who's officiating, but be smart because this crew is a heavy penalized crew. Yeah. So don't give them an opportunity to say, "Yep, we're going to throw a penalty here. Yep, we're going to throw a penalty here." Just got to be smart. Be smart about how you play the game, but don't change how you play the game. And that's a hard thing to do. That really is. And especially in this sport of football, you have to find ways to at least give your team an opportunity. But you don't want to. If you change something, you're going to get beat because this is just a game of characteristics, and ability of what you are as a player. So you be smart on how you play. Don't overexert what you're supposed to do. Don't give them an opportunity to throw penalties, whether you're a defensive back or a receiver on the offensive side. Don't as far as on the lines. Don't be too grabby. Just go do your job, do your role. Play smart, but play your game, and you can continue to do it. And again, it's out of your hands at that point. You can't dictate what they do. That's the number one part. You control what you can control. If those guys do their job, focus on what they can control, they'll have good games. If anything, if the crew is just heavy penalty, you got to make an adjustment, but you still play your game to that adjustment, and that's what you have to focus on more than anything else. And it's hard to do. In any sport you play, it's not just for football. Baseball is the same way. Basketball is the same way. Adjusting while playing your game, it's very complex as far as putting it that way, but that's what you have to focus on. And if they do that, and again, we'll have a clean game to the extent of what they can control. They can't control officials throwing flags. They can't control officials doing what just being throwing it, for ticky-tack penalties. You have to just focus on what you can control throughout the ball game.
I agree. I think in the end, you just go out there and play your game, right? That's what I would tell my team. Go play your game. If the refs call, the refs call. You can't control that. You just can control what you can do on the field, and execute to what essentially what's allowed. So bad calls are going to happen. It's just the game with human element in it. So,
and that's the other side of being smart. Because if a bad call does happen, you can't react. You can't let it distract you. You can't let it get to you and get you off your game at that point. It's part of it. These guys, and these guys are heavy on the flags. You can almost expect a bad call is going to occur. You can almost expect it at some point. If that happens, stay focused. If you stay focused, you can continue doing your job and making sure that you don't do something that's going to cost you the game. That's the part. Right. If you do something stupid that may cost your team, now on the biggest stage of your sport, you're forever remembered by that reaction or by that penalty that takes place. So that's why I say being smart about it, holding your composure if that happens, and not letting it get in your head and changing your game from there.
I agree. I mean, just it's how you respond to that penalty call, and you got to go out and play the next down. That's what it is. Next play.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Does that answer your question, Nick?
Yeah. No, I was just, I wanted to see what the coach had to say.
Yeah.
We've been on that, and I've been on that situation as a player. I've been in that situation as a coach. It's hard. It's so hard to keep the composure, to stay focused on your role. But that's why you're playing on the biggest stage. That's why you're in the pros. That's why you're there in that moment. Focus, and we saw that, if we remember correctly, we saw that happen actually in the Buccaneers Chiefs Super Bowl, where Brady was baiting Tyrann Mathieu in that time, and Tyrann reacted, and guess what? 15-yard penalty on Tyrann Mathieu. He lost his composure in that situation where you had somebody who's trying to bait you to do what they wanted you to do, and it cost them. It cost 15 yards. It cost them a touchdown in that drive, and it ended up costing them the Super Bowl.
Well, look at what Travis Kelce this season, right? He's had a couple of those where he reacts to some, what should be called penalties, and he reacts to it and gets a penalty called on him. And now you're back 15 yards because of that, right?
Absolutely,
We saw that with Jacksonville in the I don't think it was playoff game. I think it was the regular season game, but we've seen it that, and we saw it another time there this season already. And, it's just keeping your, we understand you're energetic, right? You're ready. You're pumped. You're ready to go, but you got to control those emotions because they can hurt you in the end. Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'd be lying as a Chiefs fan if I said I'm not worried about the referees this weekend.
I think the team that can control their emotions will be all right. And the thing of it is the Eagles have some hotheads. We know Nagana Masu will be the first one to go stomp on somebody.
AJ Brown's no calm guy either. We've seen him. He's erupted a few times.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting. Can they bottle that frustration and keep their composure as these refs? And I hope it doesn't get to that. I hope they don't dictate the game. But you just never know. You just never know.
Yeah, and this is two teams that are very emotional. That's the best. We saw that with the Chiefs against the Bengals and how that went. The rivalry that those two teams have become, and it's really taken to another level where the emotions come in play. The Eagles have been that way, with this group and with Sirianni as a coach, and being that emotional, underdog type of group. And just letting your emotions go. So as you say, and y'all are right about it, and it's the same, who's going to keep their emotions in check long enough to win the ball game? That's the question.
That's exactly what it is in the end. Who's going to hurt their team more? Which player's going to hurt their team more?
Jonathan, go ahead and give us your championship pregame speech here. You can pick which team you're the coach of, whether it's the Chiefs or the Eagles, but go ahead and give us your pregame championship speech that you're giving the team before you guys march on to.
Wait! Don't do it yet.
Don't give me no, Al Pacino any given Sunday either. I've seen all the movies and know all the cliches.
The interesting part when I've gotten opportunities to coach in championships.
All right, Coach, I'm ready.
I'll say this before I've had opportunities to coach as a coach with my team in championship games, and you find different characteristics of certain guys that do give you that what you want to give them that edge. For me, how I would be, it's a matter of, we've done more than is necessary to get to this point. We've had to do more to get to this game. Being doubted, being looked upon, being looked down upon. We weren't supposed to be here. Beginning of the season, we were not supposed to be at this opportunity.
I'm guessing you're coming from the Eagles, right? Is this the Eagles locker room? Whose locker room we in?
Well, I'll go Eagles. With
okay. Because I feel like the Chiefs. Most people thought the Chiefs could be here today.
You can say the same thing about the Chiefs because the beginning of the season was about the Bills. We had the Bengals
being
the AFC champions.
Bills, Chiefs, yeah. A lot of people
Chiefs could have been they were looked at as overlooked because you had the high flying Bengals and Bills basically saying, "Hey, we're now the top dogs. We've beaten Bengals have beaten the Chiefs." So you can look at it and say on both sides.
The Broncos were supposed to almost take over the AFC West.
This could be for both groups in the sense of it. Hey, we were not supposed to be here. We've had other teams that were supposed to be picked. We were supposed to be overlooked. We were supposed to get passed up, and we had to do more than everybody else to get to this opportunity. We've earned the opportunity. We took the opportunity, and that's why we are here to be able to play on the biggest stage, the biggest game, with the millions and millions of people watching us play in this game. watching us be able to compete in this game, stepping on this field and playing 60-minute ball game, and make sure we can go not just compete, but you go take that championship, you go take that title, and you make sure everybody remembers that we are the best team in this league. We're the best team in the country, in this world. We are the ones that deserve this. We've worked for it. We want it. Let's go take this ball game now.
All right, I'm ready to rip somebody's head off. Just don't put Tanner in because we're going to freaking lose. You can see with that goofiness. So we're probably going to lose. But I'm ready, Coach. I'm ready. Put me in the game. I'm ready to go out there and tackle somebody, run through a wall for you.
I realized I wasn't on the field, so.
I mean, for improving a championship speech, that wasn't too bad.
That wasn't too bad. I liked it.
Because and I'll be honest, most of my championship speeches that I give are basically just off the top of the head, improv. Never thought about just go ahead and speak. So hey, not too shabby on that.
I'll take that. We're gonna rip their heads off. You know what? Just hire MCDC for a 5-minute speech. Kneecap biting, all that stuff, breaking kneecaps, whatever he wants to. I take MCDC speech all day long.
Biting kneecaps, baby.
Like, I'm sure he gives great ones before they go out. That's why the Lions did so well this season.
I'll tell you this a quick story, just a side story. When I played high school football, one of my best friends on a team, our first game of the season, I gave him a little pep, like a little hyped up speech to him just to get him fired up. Because my view was he was going to be one of the best players in our district in the state of Louisiana too. So I got him fired up, pumped up, and after that he had a hell of a ball game. The first game of the season, he comes up to me and goes, "Hey, do that for me every week. Do that to me every week, and let's go play ball." I get it the next week, and he was player of the week in the state of Louisiana. That next game, I was like, "Yeah, you're doing this. You're giving me this speech every time." So I had some practices to get people hyped up ever since high school days too.
That's awesome. Oh man, are you popping on this weekend, Jonathan?
Am I was that?
Yeah, you are.
Are you coming on? Are you on Sunday's show?
Sunday show with you're on with supposedly with Johnny Cruz, maybe.
I haven't been told about that, but I'll pop on. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Dan reached out to me about that. He didn't tell me. He didn't give me the details of it yet, but yeah, I'll be on the show on Sunday.
Yeah, it sounds like you got Johnny Cruz hosting now.
Okay.
So good luck, man.
Yeah, like I said, it confused me for a second, but I haven't got the details from everybody about it. But I was Dan reached out to me about being on a Super Bowl show, so yeah, I'll be on there with that and having some fun with all that.
Yeah, he just sent it out or late. It must have been late last night, early this morning,
last night.
I just saw the list here, and so yeah, no, it's a great lineup here this Sunday.
Yeah, you're on at 1 p.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Eastern. You, Johnny, Calvin Timms, and Bo from
Seattle. Yeah.
So
that'll be good.
We'll wait to we won't give your pick until then.
Yeah.
Since that's so you got that time.
I appreciate it because I've been asked numerous times over the day today about what my pick is, and I'm like, man, I can't make a decision on it right now just because there's so many variables that are still taking place, and it's on Monday. So yeah, I need a little bit more time to kind of view it. I've got views of it, but I can't make a pick yet just because I want to see how the rest of the week goes, who's healthy and who's going to be out. I know they already said, like I said, they've already made the change for Hardman, but it's going to be an interesting matchup, and that's the best part about this. And hopefully that the interesting matchup turns into a really good ball game, and that's what I want to see more than anything else.
I think the majority of people want to see. Like, let's just give us that drama game that we all want. All sorts of stuff happening. Like, let's go. Not refereeing, drama. Players, teams scoring back and forth. Can they keep up? Can they be down 2 touchdowns and come back? That drama. So, I'm not gonna give you guys my pick until Sunday as well.
Same.
So I gotta wait to see the receivers, see who comes back. Snead's back. Tony, you guys said are back. So, but we'll hate my pick till Sunday, just for the suspense. So.
Hey, you just gotta set that tease in. You gotta get the right. Show tease in.
Yeah, I mean, Eagles are healthy. Eagles look good. It's kind of like Joe Burrow. They were on fire. It's hard to to pick them. So
I am looking at the just like the matchup predictor on ESPN, and I mentioned earlier it was a pick'em game. It's 50-50 right now on the matchup predictor on the ESPN app. So
Madden has the Eagles winning. If you guys really care about that dumb game, so Madden has the Eagles winning.
The Chiefs right now, if you pick the Chiefs money line, it's plus 105.
I got a plus 110, $25 on there.
They really think it's that even?
Yeah, it's one in my spreads minus 1.5 Eagles.
And it has, I think it was -2 to open, and it's minus 1.5 now.
Like I said, I won't give my prediction, but let that question of surprise kind of give you a lean on where I'm probably thinking the Super Bowl is going to go. Because like I said, I don't think it's going to be as even as that. I think it's going to be a little bit more one-sided.
Ooh.
Wow. I can't wait for 1:00 Eastern now.
Cliffhanger right there for Jonathan Chris.
I'm gonna have to wait now. So
everybody tune in on Sunday to get his official pick to see who he's picking to win the block. Let me ask you this before we get out of here. The over-under is 50.5. You hammering that, or are we taking the under on the 50.5?
50.5 is the over-under. Oh, I'm going over on that. I'm going over. It's still power offenses. It's still Pat Mahomes. He's got a bad ankle, but he could still throw it, right? I'm going over on that.
I don't think they get out of the 40s total. I'm gonna go the under.
Under.
Yeah, I say it's like a high 40 game, like a 45, 48 total, but I don't think they get over 50.
So here's the.
I'd love it. It'd be a fun game, but I don't think it happens.
And again, we're talking about how evenly matched these two teams are. There's only one difference and that's the points, really kind of the points allowed per game. So points per game, the Chiefs are scoring 29.2, the Eagles 28.1. But here's the huge difference. Points allowed per game, the Eagles 7, the Chiefs 20. Total yards, 424.7 to the Chiefs, 404.3 to the Eagles. Passing yards quite heavily favor the Chiefs at 308 to 256. Not really heavily, but 50 yards ain't that much. Rushing, though, favors the Eagles at 147 to 115. Yards allowed. This is huge. 351 yards allowed by the Chiefs defense, only 215 to the Eagles. And then pass yards allowed, 243 by the Chiefs, only 116 by the Eagles. The Eagles gave up less than 100 yards rushing, while the Chiefs gave up only 107.
So here's why I'd go with that, with the over. And again, I not trying to make the pick, but I could see why thinking the under. But there's, like I said, there's just a reason why. But you have it's still Pat Mahomes, a quarterback. When really good quarterbacks have played this Eagles team, they put points up. Now you're talking about an elite quarterback playing against the Eagles compared to the really good of Dak Prescott, who's put up a lot of points on the Eagles. Kirk Cousins has put up a lot of points on the Eagles. You put really good quarterbacks against this team. The Eagles struggle a little bit. They struggle trying to stop them. You're now talking about an elite quarterback in Pat Mahomes, even with a bad ankle. So you have a guy who puts up points in his sleep. So that's why I look at the over. They're saying, hey, it's still Pat Mahomes. You still respect the Chiefs, even if they're short man on the wide receiver group. They still put up points.
So I think that stats I just read was postseason, not regular season, by the way,
right.
Because I was like, there's no way that they only average 7. Because I
was going to say Chiefs would have that stat too if we played the Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and the Washington Commanders twice in the season.
And then you go in even with postseason, you face you
beat Purdy-less 49ers.
You beat Daniel Jones and you beat Brock Purdy with a torn UCL.
Christian McCaffrey at quarterback,
So it's skewed. It's skewed numbers. And like I said, when they play against a good quarterback, there's times where they struggled. Again, you put one of the best quarterbacks in the league against this defense, they're going to put points up. I still think they'll put points. and the Eagles are going to put points up as well. So that's why I'd lean to the over, just because this is still two really good offenses.
No, it's gonna be a blast.
The most points they gave up all year was the Cowboys game, the second Cowboys game, 40-34. And if you remember, Jalen Hurts didn't play that game.
Right.
He was out in that game. It was the Minshew mania at that point in time. But everybody else, they've kind of it's not a whole lot. I mean, they gave up 32 to the loss in the Commanders, but you're looking, just kind of regular season wise, they gave up 35 week 1 to the Lions. But after that, I mean, there's not a whole lot of teams. They shut teams.
Games. I mean, we just look at the Cardinals game, right? I mean, they had a
win. Packers game. The Packers scored 33 on them. I mean, they lost.
Yeah. Well, the Chiefs
Aaron got hurt in that game.
But the Chiefs and played Arizona. The Eagles played Arizona, and one team blew them out. The other didn't. Had to win by a field goal. I can let you say, I'm not going to tell you who. You can go look it up yourself.
Do you read? I don't read anything into those, though. I mean, anything happens on any given
Sunday. I'm just saying that. That's I'm having fun with that. That's all.
We'll see what happens on Sunday.
I'm excited, Jonathan.
Like I said, I'm excited for a good game. I think this is an intriguing matchup, and that draws the fanfare. I think this is going to be. It will just be. I don't think this will be the most watched Super Bowl. I don't think it will be a top 5 most watched Super Bowl. It's going to be a good viewed Super Bowl, and that's what the NFL wants. They want good numbers on that. You have a lot of good storylines put into this, and you have a good matchup with these two teams, and it's going to be a good one. I hope it's a good one. Like I said, it's just going to see how it goes.
There's only one thing I want in this Super Bowl. Only one thing I want. You guys want to know what that is?
What is it, Nick?
I want Rihanna's titty to fall out like Janet Jackson's.
Call Justin Timberlake. You need to get out there and uncover something.
If that happens, I don't care who wins the game, what the score is, or anything about the rest of the game.
I mean, hadn't Rihanna been in hiding for the last few years? Why not do something to kind of make yourself a little bit more known?
Yeah, maybe. I
mean, hey, come pop yourself out of hiding.
Won't be as good as last year's halftime Super Bowl. That was my shit. Last year had all my favorite people, man.
That was awesome.
Dr. Dre, Snoop,
Eminem, hitting from the ceiling, coming down.
50 Cent. Yeah,
is that fit? That's 50.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. He gained a few LPs, but hey.
He was on that Tanner diet, All right, Jonathan, man, we'll let you go. We appreciate you hopping on, talking a little Super Bowl with us. We're excited to watch you on Sunday and see what that pick ends up being. So
definitely, guys, definitely. Always enjoy doing this with you guys every Monday.
Hey, we'll see you next Monday, brother.
Yep, for the Super Bowl reaction show. All right, dude. Catch you, man. Jonathan Grishman, everybody. Well, we started it. A lot more to go. Let's Talk Sports has the whole lineup here going. And there's tons of shows to show up. Tons of shows, right? So, Nick, I'll let you start. What shows are you on coming up this week, and what do you got going on?
So I'll have Thursday night. There'll be myself, Johnny Cruz. We're going to work on some guests. Probably try to get some Chiefs and Eagles fans. Thursday, talk Super Bowl, all things Super Bowl,
Oh, yeah.
As we continue to break down this game. And then I'll be on Sunday's show. It looks like I'm locked in for 3 different hours. I start the show with you guys on a normal day. Then I am, hold on, I just checked the email.
You're on the 3 p.m. show. You're the
3 p.m. and
Wendell. Jeremy's on there too. And then the 5 p.m. one. This is all Eastern time.
Yeah. I was mad confused because I was like, Dan, the game starts at 5:30. I can't be on at 5. But then I was like, oh, it's Eastern time.
It's all Eastern time, yeah. I know. Yeah. I'll probably be on my way. I'd assume at the 5 o'clock show. I might be on my cell phone if I do that one. So, but I got to get to my destination. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I figure that 5 p.m. Eastern, it's at 4 Central our time. It should be about 30 minutes. Wherever I go into for the game, I can get there and by that time.
That's fair. Yeah. So you guys, make sure you guys tune in here. Let's Talk Sports tomorrow. I'm on Philly Sports Talk, 5:15 Central. Excited to talk with him, as I assume we're going to go back and forth with the Philly and Chiefs game. Wednesday, Sports Buffoons here. we're going to talk a bunch of prop bets, tons of prop bets, probably going down the slate, giving our best predictions here. Maybe I haven't quite looked at the slate yet, but maybe that Rihanna one's there, right, Nick? If it is, I'll put a yes down for you. So
hey, yeah, please do.
So I'll take a look there, and of course Thursday night. I'm trying to get a guest here. We'll talk Super Bowl then. I got a guy. I'm just seeing if he'll be in town in time. So we'll see. And then from there on, maybe Sunday might be the next day. I'm sure I'll have more offers. I don't know what's going on. It's Super Bowl week, and my Kansas City Chiefs are in there. So what can I say? It's gonna be a busy week, everybody. So next Monday night, Super Bowl reaction show. Excited for it. Excited for the game to get here. Honestly, it's gonna be a long week. So I'm just ready to go. Ready to get.
Well, it says just don't do power and light. So he's out on power. I guess power and light's probably gonna be packed down there. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, I ain't touching. I'm going to my buddy's house, about 20 minutes away. So I ain't touching power. Yeah, I ain't touching power and light. Twofold. No way, man. No way.
Probably nut to butt in there.
Yeah. And guess what? So real quick here, Power and Light. When I was down there last, I was at the College Basketball Hall of Fame experience, which is across the street from Power and Light. Okay, we got done about 9:00. The Chiefs game was going on. It was the one of the primetime games going on. I think it was the Chargers second game or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but that place was packed. Right, we go to request an Uber because we Ubered down there because it was free drinks. My buddy got it at $13 or $20 or whatever. When I pulled mine up 2 seconds later, it was $99 to $100 just to get home. So
Jesus,
actually it was higher than that. It was way higher than that. So, don't really know anyone in Denver either. To be fair, that's fair. Sitting lonely, selling my big ass TV. Hey, you know what? As long as you're watching the game, it don't matter where you're at.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, guys, catch us next Monday night for the Super Bowl reaction show. Excited to talk to everybody else the rest of the week. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, and we'll see if this outro works. So I'll catch you guys later. See you guys.
Be a friend, tell a friend, folks.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Buffoons and Bakken Show. Make sure you hit that bell, subscribe, and follow for more content. Swing over to the Bakken Show, subscribe and follow for him. And then also swing over to Let's Talk Sports Network and go subscribe to him because it's phenomenal for what he does. And there's a lot more to come on that channel between us as well.